Come join in on the fun and grab your glue gun. It's the Preppy Crafty Girl Show. Welcome to the Preppy Crafty Girl Show.
Hey everyone, it's Jonna, the Preppy Crafty Girl, and I'm so glad you could join me for the ongoing, continuing of the making of my friend Yvette's swap journal for Louisa Heinzel and Barbara from 49 Dragonflies, Dephemerember. Oh my goodness, I don't think I'll ever get this, but anyway, you guys know what I mean. I'm going to put the hashtag down below and I'm going to link their channels, and I'm going to be continuing a series on putting together my friend's journal. She already has it and I already have mine. We've swapped and I'm just really trying to get things uploaded and edited and stuff like that. And today I'm having to do a voiceover because my neighbor is deciding to use the leaf blower and blow his whole property. And I have the windows open and it was just really loud. So I hope you hang in there with me for the voiceover because I'm not the best at doing this. Okay, so I'm doing the covers. We decided we were going to do a journal cover that is 8.5 by 6 and then a 2.5-inch spine so that we could chunk it out. We both love chunky monkey journals, and those were our measurements. And so I'm cutting a front cover, a back cover, and my spine. I'm going to speed up the process for you, so hang in there. End up with 3 pieces, 2 the front and the back, and then the spine we decided on a 2.5-inch spine because we both love chunky journals. And here I am planning to use some beloved Tim Holtz clock fabric. I think this was from his original line, and sticking with the Alice in Wonderland theme, I remembered that I had it. So here I'm just going to kind of tack it down with a little bit of glue to the seams so that I get one continuous piece. This is going to be glued onto the front, the spine, and the back cover of the inside. So I'm working on the inside cover. We both decided that we would do and would want a hidden spine. So here I am just going to quickly stitch that together and I will be right back. Now I'm going to make a few pockets for the inside, and once I get them cut out the size I want, I'm going to add some trim and I'm going to stitch it to the inside cover before I put the outside cover on. stitched the pockets to the inside cover, and oh my goodness, I did not like that red heart because I ended up using some antique wallpaper that I had, and I wasn't really crazy about how the red looked. And I did this whole mixed media thing on top of the red pocket, and I just did not like it. So I ended up having to redo the entire inside, which I did not capture on video. However, I just want to let you know, you stitch your pockets on right now before you put the chipboard down. That way you won't see any of the stitching. And, you know, once you glue it onto the chipboard lining, then all your stitching will be hidden, and then your spine then will be hidden because you're going to stitch your signatures in through the spine, and then you attach it to the front. Okay, so now I'm going to assemble the inside lining. Of course, this is the one that I ended up taking apart and having to redo, but I'm just going to, for filming purposes, because when I had to do it again, I did not refilm it, but I want you to see how I did it. So I ended up taking the chipboard pieces and I glued them onto the fabric lining. Okay, so I'm using the Coccoina, it's from Italy glue. I just love this glue stick. I have it listed below in my Amazon favorites. Well, this one was a little goopy because it was warm the day I did this, and I was sitting in the window and the sun was on my table, so it was hitting it. But it is just a lovely glue. It does not leave any kind of staining on your fabric and it stays pretty soft for a while, so your fabric can be adjusted and moved around. But the main reason why I love it is it doesn't leave like clumps underneath it like Fabri-Tac would, and it just soaks into the fabric but then does not seep through, so it gives you a good adhesion. And I'm just kind of trimming off the edge there of the pocket. And then I'm just making sure that I left enough space in between. And now I'm folding in the edges all the way around. This will be covered up when I put the cover fabric on. So I'm kind of folding the corner, and then I am gluing all the sides in all the way around. Can I tell you how much I love this glue? It's awesome. And it smells fabulous. It smells like almonds. It's so nice. Just smell it. It's like an almond cookie. So what I started to tell you was I leave about 1/8 of an inch in between the spine and the front and back covers, inside covers, so that it will bend nicely and you won't have any kind of buckling and it won't be tight once you sew your signatures in. So I'm getting my avocado dyed fabric out, and let me tell you, this fabric is just fabulous. It's so soft and dreamy, and that color, who would have thought that an avocado turns like this beautiful blush pink, very shabby chic. I'm cutting now a big strip that I'm going to make into the base. I'm actually doing several because I'm going to layer and then slash it. So I am going to keep that little open area there, the trim, and I'm making it a little bit bigger all the way around, and I'm just continuing to layer, layer, layer. Now, I decided I was going to put a layer of lace so that when I started doing the slashing technique, I knew that when I got to the lace, that would be my last layer. That way I wouldn't hit into the chipboard. And so that's what this is. This is an antique lace tablecloth that I had. It's dreamy also because it is not stained. It's actually that color. So anyway, it was just really pretty, and I figured that kind of vintagey tea stain would look nice behind once you do the slashing technique and you got to the lace layer. So again, just kind of cutting it. I decided to leave that little edge there too. There's this little scallop edge with these little loopies, and I thought that was kind of cute. And I'm, again, just kind of trimming around, leaving a little bit over the edges. I want to leave that little loopy edge on there. I had never tried the slash technique, so this was very interesting to me. I didn't really know how I was going. Oh, shoot, this is what I ended up doing. I had an oh no, Barbara. So I accidentally glued the inside and remembered we were doing the hidden spine, so I had to set it aside. But it worked out because I ended up not using that inside. I ended up redoing it, so that was fine that I had the uh-oh moment. And here I am just, again, trimming and layering. Lots of avocado dye layer. And then I am going to clip it, and I'm going to go around and, yeah, I'm pinning all the layers, and I'm going to go around and stitch it and try to do some kind of patchwork stitching, and then I'll be back. I just finished the sewing of the cover. It was quite challenging. I just kind of did mishmash, kept going around and around, doing little squares, little rectangles, and tried to do kind of a patchwork. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I think the end result kind of came out cool. So I'm going to do a flip through, and you're going to see the final cover, because in this video, when I got to the end, I wasn't really crazy about how it turned out. The colors to me looked like it had been in like a death scene, because Yvette had me use the color Fired Brick, I think, or no, Worn Lipstick, that was it. And then I also used the Hickory Smoke. Well, the Worn Lipstick, it's a pretty color, but when I put it on the fabric, it really grabbed the red, and I'm not really sure why, but yeah, it just looked like I had like bled all over the fabric. So I was not really crazy about it, and if that offends someone, I'm sorry. However, that's just how I felt. So I ended up taking the cover after I got to this stage of spraying on the inks, which you'll see coming up, and I ended up throwing it in the washing machine and just washing it. And then I got this really pale shade of Worn Lipstick and a pale shade of the Hickory Smoke. And I like that color much better. I don't know how like grungy it was, but yeah, I like the color. It didn't look like it came out of a murder scene that also caught on fire. Like, that's how I felt about it. But if you liked it, you know, leave it at that stage. So I'm going to speed it up so you can see the end. I am just here doing that slashing, and I'm going through and cutting, and I don't know if I left my rectangles too big or what, but oh my goodness, I just kept tearing, kept slashing, kept tearing, kept slashing. So I'm going to speed up this segment, and I will be back. result after I pulled it out of the dryer before I decided I was going to throw it in the washer. I don't know. I felt like it needed to be blended more and not as, I don't know, maybe I should have sprayed more on here. I'm not really sure. So I love the bottom left corner, and that's what I ended up going with. So that's when I washed it, kind of came out that. You'll see the result. So now I'm kind of choosing what I want to do on the front. I'm going to layer some fabrics in that were left over from when I did the cover and the avocado dyeing. And then I found in my stash this little frame. It's an old pink paisley frame type thing, and I'm gonna alter that in the next video. I will be back. So I hope you hang in there for my process, because the end result, I ended up loving it.